Close your eyes and imagine a world without eyeballs. Imagine a world where you couldn't be lonely or swagger or have a heart of gold. If those words sound familiar, it's because you are speaking the language of a ghost. 450 years ago, in a small, muddy town in England, a boy was born who would rewrite the human soul. His name was William Shakespeare. But behind the famous plays and the stone statues lies a mystery that historians are still trying to solve. Who was the real William? A humble country boy, or a secret genius hiding in plain sight? Our story begins in 1564. The air in Stratford-upon-Avon was thick with the smell of leather and wood smoke. William's father was a glover, a man who worked with his hands. Young Will didn't go to a university. He didn't have a library. He had a small schoolroom and a head full of Latin. But then, at age 18, life moved fast. He met a woman named Anne Hathaway. She was older, she was pregnant, and within days they were married. Then the trail goes cold. For 7 long years, William Shakespeare vanishes. Some say he was a soldier. Some say he was a schoolteacher. Others whisper that he was a poacher, running from the law after stealing deer from a wealthy landlord. Whatever the truth, when he finally stepped back into the light, he wasn't in Stratford anymore. He was in the heart of the beast, London. 1590s London was a riot. It was a city of gold and sewage, of royal palaces and public executions. And in the middle of it all were the theatres. Theatres back then weren't quiet, polite places. They were loud, dangerous, and filled with people drinking ale and throwing orange peels. This was Shakespeare's playground. He started as an actor, but his pen was faster than his feet. Soon he was writing plays that made people weep and roar with laughter. But his success created enemies. A rival writer once called him an upstart crow, a commoner who dared to think he could write as well as the elites. Shakespeare didn't fight back with a sword. He fought back with words. He built the Globe Theatre, a massive wooden circle where even the poorest person could watch a masterpiece for the price of a single penny. But history isn't just about fame. In 1596, tragedy struck the Shakespeare home. His only son, Hamnet, died at just 11 years old. If you listen closely to his plays after that year, you can hear a father's grief. He wrote Hamlet, a name almost identical to his son's. He wrote about ghosts, about loss, and about the undiscovered country from which no traveler returns. He became the favorite of Queen Elizabeth I and later King James. He was a superstar. But at the height of his power, he did something no one expected. He walked away. Shakespeare retired to Stratford as a wealthy man. He had seen the fires of London and the gold of the court, but he chose the quiet of his hometown. On his deathbed in 1616, he left a final message. Not a poem, not a play, a curse. He ordered that his grave be carved with a warning. Cursed be he that moves my bones. He knew that fame was fleeting, but he wanted his peace. To this day, no one has dared to open that grave. Why do we still listen to a man who died 4 centuries ago? Because when you feel jealous, you are feeling the green-eyed monster of Othello. When you are ambitious, you are walking the path of Macbeth. Shakespeare didn't just write stories. He gave us the words to describe ourselves. He was the Bard of Avon, a man of mystery, a man of words, and the voice that will never fall silent.